Hi, this is Jagan. I am open source enthusiast. In this video, we are going to see web application server security in internet. Okay, so what sort of like security we are going to deal with is that we are going to use cryptography, and this security section is very important for any web application servers, whatever, whether it is feeding any mobile applications or you're using it in your internet applications. For example, if this is hosted in GoDaddy or AWS or Azure or GCP, okay, this is important. And here also I can say, if we want privacy we can still do it, because for example, if any web applications related to accounting or HR related, or any company's payroll related or financial related application that is running, which is having a high critical data, that is hosted with a database like MySQL or whatever may be the database, right? Whatever that is having a critical data, those web application servers must be given high priority with security. With just having host based firewall and web application firewall, everything is not achieved. So we need to have a cryptography as a service running on it to to prevent hackers from attacking such critical web application servers. Okay, and this in particular can be a use case for finance or payroll related or any accounting related, some critical data that is handled on a web application server. For example, any personal information of the public is hosted, and it should be shared only with approved laptops. No other laptops should not access to it, and it should not work, or only administrators should use, or only doctors should use to access patients information. So such web application portals, or if any web application server is feeding any mobile application security that deals with privacy or high security, or only is authorized laptop should use those portals, or even a mobile application, then this is a mandatory for security. And it really makes hackers work very tough, okay, as we are using cryptography. So so what technique we are going to use is that we are going to use mutual essential authentication as the primary security, and username and password will be the second factor of authentication. That is straightforward. The main point is the mutual SSL authentication. If I say mutual SSL authentication, you can consider that you have a server hosted on the public cloud like GoDaddy, AWS, Azure, or GCP, and you are accessing from an authorized laptop, say for example like Microsoft Edge browser in that laptop, or Chrome or Opera. Okay, you need to have an identity certificate installed onto the browser. So laptops carrying only that identity certificate will be able to see the application. Okay, and any other laptops without having such identity certificate, if it is not going to have the respective client certificate, for an example, they will not be able to even they will not be able to see the login page also. Okay, and this is very very fundamental, and it is very important. So so to derive this scenario, using open source for creating the certificates on the server side or the client side, or to create the certificate authority certificate, we are using OpenSSL. Okay, this OpenSSL is available by default in any Linux operating system. Okay, so now let's go on to the steps. Okay, so you need to create a certificate authority certificate first. Okay, that is very important. So using OpenSSL, the first step what I'm going to do is, I don't want to say what I'm going to do. I have already created this is just a demonstration video. Okay, so if you want to understand how these things are created, you can reach me directly. Okay, so what I have done is I have already created a certificate authority CS certificate on the server. Okay, and I have created a server certificate, and I have created a client certificate. Now what I have done is three things are very important: CS certificate, which is mandatory, server certificate is needed, and client certificate is needed. Now what I will do, I will take the server certificate first, okay, and I will sign it with the CA certificate. Then I will take the client certificate and sign it with the same CA certificate. Then I will take the server certificate and install on the respective web server, and the client certificate will be installed on the respective client authorized client laptop. Okay, so what I'm going to do, once the server certificate is created, I'm signing with the certificate authority. I will install it on the server side. Then I create a client certificate with what I will do is, I'll take the client certificate, sign it with the certificate authority certificate, and install it on the client side. Now what I will do, I will take this client certificate and put it on the authorized individual's laptop. Okay, so and when I was talking about the two-factor, right? The two-factor here will be using the username and password called Moneypal. Just for an example here, as the second factor of authentication, only if the certificates are mutually authorized, then the username pop-up will pop up on the second stage. If the second stage passes, then only you will get your application, whether it is finance related portal or hospital patients related portal or any portal that is related to privacy or very critical data. Okay, so the first factor will be the certificate. If you don't have the certificate in your laptop, never ever you will be able to see the server application. Only if your laptop is having the respective certificate installed, then only it will allow you to open the username and password. You should be knowing the username and password. Even if you don't know the username and password, again you will not be able to see the application. Okay, now what sort of in which web servers we have tested and where it is working is, see, in open source platform, Apache is very important. I mean, most of the users or most of the companies use Apache as the web server. It is tested with Apache web server. It is working great. And similarly, Nginx, which is very very advanced in today's web servers, in that also it is tested. Okay, so in these two web servers, I am going to show you the demonstration. So for the demonstration purpose, I have created two SSL test web portals, I can say, with a test page. Apache ca.jamathagni.com and another one is nginx ca.jamathagni.com. Okay, so this is already running on two CentOS machines separately, having all these certificates installed and ready for demonstration. Okay, so if I say apache ca.jamathagni.com, I am going to demonstrate the mutual SSL authentication and two-factor authentication with respect to Apache web server. Okay, and if I say the demonstration of mutual SSL authentication and two-factor authentication with respect to Nginx server, then I will show through nginx ca.jamathagni.com, which is running Nginx web server. Okay, so my local laptop will have the client certificate. I will install those and show you. So only with certificate, the use case is something like this. Only if I have the certificate installed on my authorized laptop, it will ask you for the username and password. Else, nothing can be done. When I'm uninstalling the certificate, I should be, maybe let me repeat, only with the certificate. So consider my laptop, right? I have the certificate installed. I should get the username and password, and if I put the username and password, I will be able to see the test page. If I'm not going to have the certificate, what I will do, I will manually uninstall the certificate from my laptop. Then I will try the web page again. It should fail. It should not show the test page. Okay. So the first thing is, the primary thing is, if you don't have the certificate, nothing can be done on it. 100% security. And second stage, it will ask for username and password. You should be knowing it. Okay. And another great advantage is, if the respective web application server that is hosted on the public cloud or on the internet, if I say it needs much more granular security, what you can do is, you can keep changing the client certificates. You can rotate the client certificate on 24 hours basis or on hourly basis. You can revoke the certificate, so that if a certificate is valid today, the next day the same certificate, though if you have on the system, it will not work. It will be replaced. You need to go to the administrator or get the client certificate signed by the CA, and then only in your laptop you can put it. Then only it works. So killing the certificate, keeping the life period lesser on these signed certificates will improve more and more security, and definitely it cannot be hacked at the application layer for sure. Okay, now let's start the demonstration. Now I will show you the command line interface of Apache server, where all the certificates has been generated and ready for use. Here, as I mentioned earlier, this is Apache web server, which is already running in this machine. So my certificate authority, which is CA certificate, is already created, and I have used that certificate authority, which is ca.cert. I have created the server cert, which is signed by the ca.crt. I created the server cert separately and signed with this CA cert. Then I created this where is that client certificate. I took the CA cert, signed this certificate, installed on the respective Apache web server conf, HTTPD conf. Okay, I've done all those things, and here in this Apache web server, I ensured that it will, though if you ask a HTTP request, automatically it will go to 443 only. Okay, it will not, it will get redirected from HTTP to HTTPS automatically. That setup is already, it's also done. So by the default, without this web application will for sure ask for the certificate. It will not allow you to use even with just HTTP access. With port 80 it will never work. Only with 443 it will work. If you don't have the certificate, nothing can be done on the server. Okay, so that's it. So what I have done for for this client certificate to work on the browser, right, you need to convert that client CRT to this client.p12, okay, format, and then you need to take it out from the server and put it on your browser. Okay, now let me go to my laptop side. On my laptop side, I have to demonstrate this Apache web server with mutual SSL auth. I have already have my client.p12 file. Client.p12 file. It is already downloaded on my laptop. Now I'm going to import this into my browser to demonstrate it. Okay. Now I'm going to show this complete demonstration using this Microsoft Edge. Okay, see this mutual SSL authentication, I just missed a point. Very importantly, you need to use it only with standard browsers. If I say standard browsers, it should be a corporate approved standard browsers. The first one is Microsoft Edge, the second one is Google Chrome, and number 3, I don't think most of the people use Opera. You can use Opera. Only in 3 browsers this concept works. Yeah, in Mozilla Firefox or Tor browser, I don't want to say that I don't feel it is an approved standard, and it is not secure also. It is not secure. Mozilla Firefox and Tor browser is not secure. So don't try to test it there. Okay, so in any corporate, the standard browsers are Microsoft Edge, Chrome, only these 2 things. Opera is an optional. Okay, so these 2 browsers you need to encourage. Mozilla Firefox is vulnerable, Tor is also vulnerable. Tor mainly hackers use those Tor browsers, okay, to check the vulnerability and all these things. So only these 2 things you use. Okay, now I am using Microsoft Edge. In this Microsoft Edge, now what I'm going to do is I need to, so now I'm going to test this for the Apache web server. Okay, so I have already taken this client.p12. I have downloaded it on the respective directory. Now I'm going to the settings of my Microsoft Edge browser. I'm going to install. Okay, before installing, what we will do is we'll do one particular test. What we will do is let me go to this web page and see if it is able to work. Okay, so apacheca.jamatagni.com. This is a test web server that is running Apache. So let me see whether it is live. Yes, it is live. Now what I will do is and then let me give let me go to this website. Okay, let me see what is happening by default. Let me reopen my Microsoft Edge. I'm pasting it, and just like HTTP I'm doing. Okay, let me see what is happening. It is telling as though attackers it is a risk because it is having a self-signed certificate. Okay, and now if you are looking, if you are closely watching my browser, when I tried it forcefully, it is telling it is HTTPS. Can you see it? Okay, let me paste it on my let me paste it on this notepad. If you could see, by default it is taking you to HTTPS. So forcefully the server is asking for HTTPS connection only. Now you need to get a question, why it is telling not secure. Actually it is secure. Why the browser is telling not secure is because the certificate is created locally. uh, it is a self-signed certificate that is created using OpenSSL, and it is not signed by the authorized root certificate authority like GoDaddy or any other VeriSign or something. Okay, so that's why this is red, but it doesn't mean if there is a scoring on this HTTPS it is not secure. It is secure only. Okay, now let me go back and see if it is working. Actually, what error it is giving? Error bad SSL client or certificate. So the server Apache ca.jamathani.com is HTTPS in nature. By default, it is redirecting from HTTP to HTTPS, and it is telling your browser is not giving me the certificate to approve. Then how I will show you the page? That is the error message. Whatever is getting displayed here. Error bad SSL client or certificate. You are not having the certificate. I will not show you. That is what the meaning is. Okay, now what I will do, I will manually install the certificate on my browser settings. I'll go to the settings, search, look for certificate repository, manage certificates. Now here in this demonstration, what you need to do is you need to put this client.p12 file, whatever you downloaded from your Apache certificate, this one. Okay, you need to install it here in your Windows machine. Let it be Windows or any other browser. Okay, it will work. And you need to put it under personal tab. There are many things here, intermediate and trusted CA and lots of things are there, but here what you need to do is you need to put it on the personal space. Okay, so I'm importing that certificate. Now it is asking me where is the directory. Let me show you the directory. So in the Apache folder, inside the Apache folder I'm having that .p12 format. I'll show you. This is client.p12 file, which is the same file that I am showing the CLE. So I am importing it to my browser. Okay, there is an import secure password. You should be knowing only if you know that. And this is also an additional security only. If I'm downloading the certificate from server and I'm putting it on my browser, it should ask for the password to import the certificate. You should be knowing the password. Even if you don't know the password of the client certificate, you will not be able to import the certificate. Thereby you are not authorized to see the web page. I am typing the password, giving next. Now it is asking me to installing it. The import was successful, done. Okay, now you see this page. When it is getting expired, it says open. The name is open. The certificate name is open, and it is expiring on 5/6/2022. Next year almost. 2 days back I generated the certificate. Let me close it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart my browser. Now I have restarted my browser. Now let me see what happens. As I mentioned earlier, what should work now? Um, what should work here is that when I'm going to HTTP, it should redirect me to HTTPS, and now I am having the certificate. Now the browser should tell yes, you have the certificate, and once that certificate is authorized, then it should ask for the username and password again. If that is successful, only the page will come. Okay, that is the proof of concept. Now let's try that. Okay, now it is telling yes, the browser is telling you have a certificate with you called open. Shall I submit it to the server, because server is asking me to do so. Now I am telling okay, you submit. Now this browser is telling I submitted the certificate. Now the browser is telling me I submitted your certificate to the server. The server is telling you give me the username and password to see the page. And as I know, I created a user called Manipal, right? And I am putting the respective credentials here. If this credential passes, then I will be able to see the application, correct? Now it should open if I hit the sign in. See what happens. Okay, this is successful, correct? Now there is another use case in the same Apache web server. What if the certificate is removed from the browser, or if the certificate is expires? Let me delete it and show you, because it is almost the same use case here. Even if the certificate dies, let me take it off. Open it is there. Let me remove it, closing it, restart the browser. Oops. Apache CA, the same thing. I'm clicking it. Now see what happened. I revoked the certificate, I removed it. Now it is telling error bad SSL auth. Means you're not certificate, you're not having the certificate, so you will not be able to test page. You will not be able to see the test page. I think with respect to Apache web server demonstration, with respect to mutual SSL auth and two factor is successful. Now we need to test Nginx web server. Okay, now let's go to Nginx web server. Let me close this for now. So let's close Apache, is not needed. Now let's go to the Nginx. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I need to create the CA certificate. Yes, it is done, which is the certificate authority certificate. Then I created the server certificate. Okay, I used the CA certificate to sign the server certificate, which is here. Now I use the CA certificate to sign the client certificate, which is here. So I converted this client certificate to the client P12 so that browsers can understand. Okay, now this server is for Nginx. Okay, this demonstration is for Nginx. Now let me see if Nginx server is reachable first. Okay, yes, it is reachable. Now what I will do, I will open this and I will just try what is try this page. Um it's saying, okay, again, if you could see, this Nginx server is also forcing me, which is getting redirected from 80 request to 443 request. Thereby, the first step is clear. So let me here. So for you to just ensure it is forcefully redirecting me to 443. Yes, that is successful with respect to Nginx CA web server. Okay, so let me give advanced. So I already deleted the certificate, right? It should not have the certificate. Even if I give this, see what happened. The Nginx server, what it is telling. See, this is the Nginx server. The server is telling no required SSL certificate was sent. It is telling, hey browser, when you are trying to access me, okay, you need to give me the certificate. If you're not having the certificate, I'll not show you the page. That's what this 400 bad request says. And see this words, it is very clearly Nginx server is saying no required SSL certificate was sent. So meaning my browser is not having the certificate. Next up, what I should do, I should export this client.p12 file in my browser, right? I have already downloaded it. Let me go to the settings page. Okay, I'm importing it. I'm importing it. Now I'm importing the certificate. Now it is not Apache. I already copied that here. Let me go to all files on the Nginx. I'm importing it. It should ask for me a password. Yes, I have the password. I have given the password. Null. Finish. The import was successful. And again, the certificate name is open. It expires on 5/6/22. 2 days back I imported the certificate. Now it is having the certificate. Let me restart my browser once again. Oops. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to execute with HTTP. So Nginx request, I'm going to send it with the certificate now. Okay, with HTTP request, it should redirect me to HTTPS. And once it is getting redirected to HTTPS, my browser is having the certificate, right? See what happens now. My browser asked the server, and the server asked me back to the browser saying, hey browser, give me the certificate if you have. and my browser is asking me to approve so that I can submit the certificate. I give OK. Now Nginx server is asking me as the second factor request, give me the user credentials. Okay, I'm giving the credentials. Now I should get the application. Yes, the application has loaded successfully. Now what if the certificate is removed from the browser? Okay, let me remove the certificate, delete it, open the browser. Now if I hit enter without the certificate, what should happen? See what happened? No required SSL certificate was sent. So thereby you will not be able to access anything. Okay, so I think we have come to the conclusion here. Okay, so we saw three things in this cryptography. You are making your web server forcefully redirect to the 80 request, port 80 request. HTTP by default redirects only to HTTPS, and after HTTPS it's redirected and the server is asking back to the respective device, give me the certificate. If the respective device is having the certificate, then it asks the username and password. Okay, and if that username password wins, the page loads. Suppose if the respective device doesn't have the certificate, and if a request comes, it will redirect to HTTPS, and if the browser is not going to have the certificate, it is going to fail, meaning it will not even take you to the username and password request. Then and there it says it's a bad SSL request. And with respect to Apache and with respect to Nginx, it is telling you need, there is no certificate sent to me, so I will not show you the page. So now you just think about the amount of security that this solution is providing. Okay, this is applicable for any critical web application servers that is having a critical data or a personal the data of high priority, like the patient's records or anything. Okay, so you make use of this, you can make use of this demonstration. If you want to know how to demonstrate it, if you want to know how to implement, you can get back to this. Okay, thank you. I hope this video was informative, and thank you for watching.